You minus 3x on both sides. No. You probably got the right answer, but there's something else to be done before that. Isabella. Good. We call that what, Miguel? Combine like terms. Guys, there's two x's on the left. Combine them before you start moving stuff around. This is why we're getting confused, okay? What is 3x minus x? Santia? 2x. Does the 7 change? ¿Por qué no? Why not? Nothing happened to it. It's still plus 7. Eli, so help me. Why do you have headphones in? 5x minus 2 on the right. Guys, this is going to be how we do all of our problems from here on out. Variables must go on the left-hand side. I think we're getting too confused by having the option to put them on either side. Variables must go on what side? The left, okay? So, if I'm putting my variables on the left, my next step should be to do what, Sansia?
Subtract 5x on both sides.
Good. Minus 5x from both sides. What do I get when I subtract 5x? Someone new? Alec. Negative 3x plus 7 equals? Negative 2. Miguel, what's next? Good. If the x's are going on the left, constants are going on the right. Are we Gucci? So minus 7 to both sides. Any questions so far? My number one nemesis for you guys is these negative numbers. What is negative 2 minus 7? Who can give me the best answer and why? Josh?
Negative 9.
Very good. Why is it negative 9?
Because they're both negative, so you just add it and then add the negative sign to it.
I love it. We add these two values together because they're the same sign. They're both negative. And our answer, if they're both negative, must be? Negative. What operation, if they're both negative, makes a positive? Nathan? Division and multiplication. Are the rules for division and multiplication the same as the rules for addition and subtraction? No siree. We need to know them, okay? Last step. Alicia. Let's go. But not negative 3x. Just divide by what? Negative 3. Isabella, what do I get? X equals? 3. We Gucci? How many people got it right before I went over it? Raise your hands. Okay, if we got it wrong, do we understand our mistake? Good. We're no longer talking about equalities. We're talking about inequalities. Does anyone know what an inequality is? Yeah, Eli. Very good. It's very similar to an equation, but instead of an equal sign, what's it going to have? An inequality symbol, okay? So, when we write an equation, do you guys agree that the left-hand side must be equal to the right? Yeah. In inequalities, is that the case? No, one side's going to be bigger or smaller than the other side. Gucci? Okay, so the 4 symbols that we use are the less than symbol, which is an alligator sign where the alligator is opening to the right. That indicates that the left-hand side is smaller than the right-hand side. Please fill that in the chart, okay? I like to think about it as if you're eating something, would you rather eat more cookies or less cookies? What? Okay, unless you're on a diet, which we're not, okay? We're going to be eating the bigger side. So whatever the mouth is opening to, that's going to be indicative of the larger side, okay? Some words that go along with this symbol are is less than, is fewer than. Is less than, is fewer than. If we reversed it, what side would be the larger side for the greater than symbol? Alec? Excellent. So this is the big and the right is the small. Do we see how that works? Any questions on which side is more cookies? Okay. Some words that define the greater than symbol. Is greater than, is more than. Next, we have is less than or equal to. Is at most, is no more than. These indicate that we're using the less than or equal to symbol. What's the only difference between this symbol and the less than symbol? Josh? Good. Guess what that line means? Bruce? Equal to. Okay. So this is less than. or equal to. Write that in there. Or equal to. So when this happens, if the left-hand side is the same as the right, it is still a true inequality, okay? If the left-hand side is exactly the same as the right, it is a true inequality. And what's the only difference between this symbol and the greater than symbol? Nathan?
It's greater than, but it's also equal.
Very good. This is also greater than or equal to. Notice how it says or. Greater than or equal to. So it can either be greater than or they can be the same. Both are included in our answers. Questions? Okay. The first examples that we're going to be doing is we're just going to be writing an inequality based on some words that were given. Okay. So look at example A. It says a number W minus 3.5 is less than or equal to negative 2. A number W. Now, W is a letter, okay? But when they're referring to it in math, it usually stands for a number, okay? So a number W, we're going to go ahead and just put the letter W. Minus means what? Subtract. What are we subtracting? 3.5. Now, what symbol do I need to use for is less than or equal to? Nathan?
The less than symbol with the line in it.
Good. The less than or equal to symbol. Are we clear on that? Because this says less than or equal to. And what number goes on the right, Jonathan? Negative 2. Does everyone see where I got this expression from? This inequality from? Okay, let's do another one. And then I'm going to let you guys do the rest of them. 3 is less than a number n plus 5. 3 is less than a number n plus 5. Josh, what do you think?
3, and then you have the less than symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have n plus 5.
Good. I messed up writing mine on the board. How is what I wrote on the board different from what Josh just told me? Isabella?
Because you put like the line under, and it's just less than. It's not.
Very good. We don't know that 3 is going to be the same as n plus 5. Do not put that equal sign symbol. We Gucci? Okay, try C and D on your own. Go. Try C and D on your own. Go. Okay, check your answers with what's on the board. 0 should be greater than or equal to 2x plus 1. And B needs to be less than 30.4. Check whether you got it right. And if you did, help your group go. Okay, any questions on C or D? Any questions on C or D? Okay, let's do E together because E is a little bit different. Good. E, it says negative 7 over 10 is at least twice the number K minus 4. Is at least. Let's start with that. What symbol needs to go with is at least? Kaya? Equal? They could be equal, or this could be what? They could be equal or less than? If this is the least, could it be bigger? Yes, okay? This indicates that it needs to be a greater than or equal to symbol. Is at least. Guys, that's why this chart in the beginning is so helpful. If this is confusing for you, where is at least? Underneath the greater than or equal to symbol. Do you guys see that? That indicates that it needs to be greater than or equal to. What goes on the left-hand side of my inequality? What goes on the left-hand side, Kevin? Negative 7 over 10. With anything else? No. Bruce, what goes on the right? 2k minus 4. Do we all agree? Any questions? Okay, this is the first of 3 parts of our lesson. We Gucci? Okay. Anything that you guys want me to go over? You're sure?
Yes.
Okay. Next part. What we're going to do is we're going to take an inequality. It's going to be given to us. And we're going to say, okay, is negative 4 a solution to that inequality? Okay? If our inequality is x plus 8 needs to be less than negative 3, what should we do to test whether negative 4 is a solution? What do you guys think we should do? Alicia? Very good. We just plug in -4 for x. Okay? So we're going to set x equal to, what did we say? -4, right? Wherever I see x, I'm going to plug in a -4. And I'm always going to plug in with what around the number? Parentheses. So we're going to plug in -4 plus 8 is less than -3. Do you guys see how I did that? Are there any questions on that step? Okay, from here, what do I do with the -4 and the 8? Do I add them? Do I multiply them? Do I subtract them? Mariana? Good. Why do I subtract? Good. It's -4 and +8. When they're different signs, we subtract them. Do you guys agree? What would 8 minus 4 give me? 4. Now, does this 4 need to be a +4 or a -4? Why positive, Josh? The 8 is the larger number. Do we see that? Are we sure? Now, when does a negative and a positive give you a negative? When multiplication and division. Are we clear on the rules for addition and subtraction versus multiplication and division? We're going to see this in the future. Are we clear? Okay. So we got 4 on this side. What is the right-hand side? -3, right? Is this a true or a false inequality? If it's false, listen to the steps. Put a slash through an inequality because it's not true. And we're going to write x minus 4 is or is not a solution? Is not a solution. Now, this problem did not ask us to do this, but I want you to look back at the original problem and tell me what would be a value for x that would make this a true, that would be a solution. Think of a value for x that we could plug in right here that would make this true. That would be a solution. Eli? -24. Excellent. What else? Is -24 the only answer? No. What else could be an answer? -23. Jonathan? -12. Okay. There are how many answers? Infinitely many. Okay. Inequalities will have a solution set. There's not just one answer. There's going to be a bunch of different answers. Okay. But we're just testing whether -4 is one of the answers. And in this case, it was not. Let's test it for B. So we're going to write x equals -4. And what are we substituting in for x? -4. And I always put what around my number? So we're going to write -4.5. Put parentheses, put -4. And it needs to be greater than -21. What am I going to do with -4.5 and -4 now that I've plugged them in? Gage?
Multiply.
Why am I going to multiply here?
Because there's no addition of plus or subtract symbol.
Good. When there's a number next to parentheses, that always indicates what? That always indicates what? I need everyone. That always indicates? Thank you. If it was addition, what would we need to see there? A plus sign. Do we see that here? No. Okay. So we multiply these. What is -4.5 times -4? Let's bring it over here. 4.5 times 4. Do it. Do it right now. Let's go. I got 180. But that is wrong. What did I mess up on? Gabby? Very good. How I teach decimals with multiplication. First off, guys, do you need to match up? Do you need to line up your decimals when you're multiplying? No. When do we need to match up our decimals? Adding or subtracting, okay? Now, 4 times 5 gives me 20. Do you guys agree? So the 0 goes down there, the 2 goes up top. 4 times 4 plus 2, 18. Your decimal, how many numbers were to the right of a decimal? Which number? The 5. So one number. Do you guys agree? Move your decimal over. One number. So what's my answer? 18. Is it a positive 18 or a negative 18, and why? It's positive. Why is it positive? Jonathan? Negative times a negative gives me a positive 18.0. Is that bigger than negative 21? Is that bigger than negative 21? Why is 18 bigger than negative 21? Yeah, Mariana? Very good. This is a true statement. Any positive number is 1 bigger than negative 21? Yes. Is 3 bigger than negative 21? Yes. Is 0 bigger than negative 21? Yes. Is negative 1 bigger than negative 21? Yes. You guys have to remember, think about a number line. All the numbers down here are less than the numbers to the right of them. Do you agree that 18 would be somewhere over here and negative 21 would be down here and 0 is like somewhere in the middle? If it's to the left, it's smaller. If it's to the right, it's bigger. We Gucci? So if this works, what can I say about x equals negative 4? It is a solution. Write it down. X equals negative 4 is a solution. Questions? We Gucci? Try the next one on your own. Go. A and B. You're testing a different number. It's asking if what's a solution? Negative 6. Make sure you're plugging in negative 6. Go. Okay, the answers are on the board. Make sure your group got A and B. The first one, C equals negative 6, is a solution. And M equals negative 6 is not. Discuss. Go. KK, listen up. I need a volunteer who got A right to walk me through it. Hunter.
So, you're going to plug in negative 6 plus 4 is less than negative 1.
Uh-huh.
And since negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2, it's going to be negative 2 is less than negative 1 because negative 1 is closer.
But isn't 2 bigger than 1?
Yes, but since it's negative, since negative 1 is closer to the positive numbers, it's going to be greater.
Good. Guys, sometimes it helps. Hunter is absolutely right to just draw it out. Negative 2 is over here, right? Where's negative 1? On the right. Do you guys agree? And here's 0. If it lies to the right, it has to be a bigger number. So this one is Gucci. So C equals negative 6 is a solution. Are there any questions? Why was it negative 2? How did Hunter get negative 2 here? Josh?
She subtracted 4 from negative 6.
Kind of. She did 6 minus 4, right?
6 minus
Which
4,
gave her 2.
And then you put the negative sign because negative 6 is bigger than number.
Excellent. 6 is the larger of the two numbers, okay? Moving on. B. Who got it? Katie.
Okay, so you would do 10 is less than or equal to 3, and the minus you would plug in the negative 6. And then you would get 10 is less than or equal to negative 3, but that's incorrect because 10 is positive and negative 3 is negative, so it would not be less than or equal to.
I agree with everything that you said except for the fact that the right-hand side is negative 3. We do not get negative 3.
Still on the left-hand side, but wait, hold on. Oh, wait,
Hold on.
hold on.
Katie, let's figure this out together. What would be 3 minus negative 6? How could we rewrite that? Does the 3's not going to change. But think of this as a negative times a negative. 3 plus 6. And 3 plus 6 will give you what? 9. Now, this is saying, is 9 bigger than or equal, or is 10 less than or equal to 9? No. Make sure you put the slash through it. And then m equals negative 6 is not a solution. Kevin. Yes. Quickly. What else, guys? Questions? Guys, one more. If we have 4 plus negative 3, can we change this into a subtraction problem? We can write it as what? Which gives me? One more. -7 minus a -3.
It's gonna be -7 plus 3.
-7 plus 3,
And it's gonna be -4.
-4. We need to work on this, people. We're going to see a lot of negatives in Algebra 1. Gucci? Yes. Questions? Sienna? No? Okay. Guys, go next slide. This is the last thing that we're doing is we're going to be graphing inequalities, okay? Pay close attention. Anytime you see the two symbols, less than or greater than, that is going to indicate an open circle. Okay? Write this down. Anytime you see the signs greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, that is going to indicate a closed circle. If something is less than something else, that would always indicate the numbers to the left on the number line. Do you agree? And if something's bigger than something else, that would indicate the numbers to the right on the number line. Same thing with less than or equal to. For less than or equal to, we're shading to the left. And for greater than or equal to, we're shading to the right. What do you notice about this arrowhead and this inequality symbol?
They look alike.
They're pointing the same way. What do you notice about this arrow and this inequality symbol? They're pointing to the right. Do you guys see that? The same thing applies down here, okay? So let's look at our chart and let's fill this in. If x is less than 6, we're going to have an open circle. And we're going to be shading in what direction? To the left. Okay? Do you see how if I were to draw an arrow here, this arrow would be facing to the left? Are we all in agreement? For x greater than -4, open or closed? Open because why? There's no line underneath. And are we shading to the right or to the left? Right. X less than or equal to -1. Closed. Good. Why? Because of that equal sign, baby. And then to the right or to the left? Left. Why to the left? The arrow's pointing that way. Do you guys see it? If it helps, draw a little stem of your arrow. Do you see how it's pointing one to the right or one to the left? And the last one, closed or open? Closed and pointing to the right or to the left? Right. Gucci? Questions? Okay, let's see it in action, baby. Okay, go over to letter A. Y is less than or equal to -3. Write this down. Draw an asterisk. I told you we're going to start doing what? We're going to start having our variable on what side? Left. This needs to happen. Variable must, in all caps, underline it, highlight it, be on the left. Is the y on the left of the inequality? We're Gucci, okay? It's less than or equal to -3. Check this out, guys. Put the number that was here in the middle of your number line. So put -3 right here. You need to have at least 3 numbers. How many numbers? 3. Put one number to the right. What number would be right here on the number line? -2. And what number would be right here on the number line? -4. If you put 5 numbers, are you okay? Yes. If you put 2 numbers, are we Gucci? No. I need to have what? 3 at a minimum. Got it? Is it going to be an open or a closed dot at -3? Closed. So close your dot at -3. And we're going to shade in what direction? To the left. So shade this area to the left. Shade it, and then let's talk about what this means. The shaded region are all the numbers that are possible solutions to this inequality. Could -3 be a solution here? Is -3 less than or equal to -3?
Yeah.
Yes. So -3 is part of our solution. That's why it's a closed dot. Is -4 in the shaded region? Would -4 work up here? Yes, -4 is less than or equal to -3. The numbers that we didn't shade will not work. What number is all the way over here? Any number. 45. Is 45 smaller than or equal to -3? No. Do you see how this works? Is 45 shaded on this side? No. All the numbers to the left are shaded. Do we see how this is working? One more. Let's do it. And then you guys are off to the races. What's different about this one? It doesn't have the equal sign underneath. What else is different? Nathan? The variable's on the right. Are we sitting pretty with this one? No. What do? Flip them. Okay? Put X on the left and 2 on the right. You could just flip it, but you have to remember, if you're going to flip these two, what else do you have to flip? The inequality. Because X was bigger over here. Do you guys agree? Does X have to be bigger down here? Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is what we're going to deal with. Okay? What number goes in the middle of my number line? 2. What number goes to the right of it? 3. What number goes to the left of it? 1. Open or closed circle? Open. Why? There's no equal sign. And are we shading to the right or to the left? To the right. Is it making sense? Guys, I have a question for you. If we left it like this, which way would this tell us to shade? To the left. Is that correct? No. Do you see how having the variable on the left makes a big difference? Make sure you're doing it. Do the next 4 problems. Go. All those highlighted ones. Do them. C, D, E, and F. Do them. Okay. I wrote down the wrong answer for all 3 of these. Let's find out what is wrong about each of them. Take a look at C. What is wrong about what I put for number C, or letter C? Mariana, how many numbers do I need? Mr. Yurko is going to be very upset if we don't have a 1 and a -1 here. We Gucci? Is everything else about this problem correct? Absolutely. Did we get C right? Let's go! D. What is wrong with D? Natalia. A. What does it need to be? Open, baby. Open the circle. Are we clear? Okay. Was there anything else wrong with D? Good. E. E. Hunter.
The arrow is going the wrong way.
But wait, it's supposed to be shading to the right. It's supposed to be shading to the right, because look. Jonathan? Variable needs to always be on the left. If you did what I did, okay, you should have shaded to the left. I shaded the wrong way on purpose. No, Hunter, you were absolutely right. You were absolutely right. I was just being difficult, okay? You need to shade to the left. Hey, calm down. We're almost done. F. What is wrong with F? Katie? Very good. The circle needs to be open. We Gucci? Don't worry about G. The only thing we're doing left. You did it already? Did you get 6?
Yeah.
Perfect. The last example is we're going to be given a graph and we have to write our own inequality. Okay? What variable would you guys like to use? Don't say X. X is boring. Z? Okay, I like Z. What could we write to match this inequality? What could we write to match this inequality, Nathan?
Negative
-6.
6. And then you gotta write the, more than and z is greater than.
Like this?
Yes.
Do we agree? I agree. That is correct. Okay? It's pointing to the right, and it's a closed circle. Okay, turn these in.